Scandal. Who is the number two hero's baby daddy? By Butterfly Apocalypse on AO3. Episode 6. Chapter 1. Hawk shuddered, sipping his triple shot black coffee. It was disgustingly bitter, but he was so tired that his sense of taste was pretty much gone. He started reporting for duty several days a week, leaving Hisura in the care of Dobby, and recently the League, or Rumi if she wasn't too busy. He was this close to just asking Tsukuyami to babysit. Actually, that wasn't half bad idea. The kid was stoic, but Hawks liked his dedication. And Hawks was his mentor, so Hisura was practically his nephew or something. It was snowing outside. Hawks really didn't want to fly through the cold and wet. It seemed a waste to call a taxi, but he was so tired. He let out an undignified squawk when a microphone was shoved in his face. Shit, he hadn't even noticed the reporter sneaking up on him. Did he have the energy to be friendly? Ugh, he had to.
Hey there.
Hawks greeted. Hi. The reporter greeted nervously. Shit. She seemed young. He couldn't even feel annoyed that he was stopped in the middle of the snow when all he wanted to do was go home and cuddle his baby. Would you be willing to answer some questions for me? Sure thing. He agreed, holding up an okay sign. Really? She burst out before shooing herself. I mean, thank you. I understand you've been very private about the identity of the other baby's parent, but I'm sure you've noticed the, excitement over it. Could you give me a comment, on the media uproar? Well, as questions went, this wasn't too bad, nor was it going to be a front-page scoop. Step up, kid. Be bold. Hawks took a deep swig of his coffee. To be honest with you, I think it's a lot of hula to make up a little Krabby Patty. Just because it's a secret doesn't mean it's a big deal. Then why keep it a secret? The young reporter prompted. It's not just my secret to keep, eh? He said. Was he gonna do it? He was gonna do it. Plus, I don't want to get sued for defamation of character. The moment the phrase left Rumi's mouth, Hawks decided it was going to make an appearance in the scandal. The reporter's eyes went wide. Defamation of character? She repeated. Oh, yeah. Hawks agreed. You know, there are people whose reputation might suffer from having secrets revealed. Rank? The reporter repeated, clearly taking the bait. Reputation? Hawks corrected nonchalantly. The reporter nodded slowly, scribbling something down in her notepad. Hook, line, and sinker. And while he was at it, you know, I have half the mind to sue for child support. Oops, I probably shouldn't say that. Forget the last bit, would you? Oh, of course. The reporter agreed. He almost trusted that she meant that. The others, however, were sure to have overheard. I've got a baby waiting for me, so I should be off. Toodaloos. Hawks gave the reporter a wave of his fingers, hoping this time someone would finally accuse Endeavor, and then he'll be happy to let the scandal die. Until then, he'd stir the pot a bit. R/Hawks. Discussion. Who is Hisura's, Hawks' baby, other parent? Sunny side up, lightly salted. My theory is that it's Eraserhead. I explained more in depth in another post, but I'll summarize. Hawks has expressed admiration for Eraserhead before. Hawks has spent more time around UA, where Eraserhead works as a teacher, a lot more around this time of year. Eraserhead avoids press, like, all the time. It wouldn't be hard for him to hide anything, really. There's been theories that Eraserhead dyes his hair for a long time. Does this dodginess with the press remind you of anything? The way UA has historically handled scandals. Ricey dice. Ricey. I think Hawks just laid an egg all by himself and hatched it. For our agenda, little boat boy. It's Endeavor. It's Endeavor. Holy shit, it's pretty much all confirmed. It's Endeavor. Link. Hawk slipped his coffee, or as Dobby would call it, his coffee-flavored milk, and so nearly watched the world burn. Metaphorically, of course. He thought his scandal would have been elsewhere before. Well, now it was absolutely unavoidable. He listened to the news while he waited for his water for omelet's formula to boil. The baby was asleep for now, but Hawks knew it wouldn't last much longer. Normally, Dobby took care of feeding Omelette, but he's been doing something for the league that kept him out and about at all hours, and Hawks was absolutely not pouty about it. He understood. For security reasons, Dobby couldn't tell him what the league was up to. He wasn't bitter about it at all. Not one bit. At least he had the news to entertain him while Dobby was gone. It just makes sense, a newscaster said. He was gesticulating wildly between a picture of Hawks and a low-quality picture of Hysora from one interview he's been in. Genetically, it makes sense. If you see here, it's an 85% color match between their eyes, a very distinct bright blue-green color. You can see here, the distinct color is also shared by Endeavor's son, Shoto. Hawks laughed to himself. This really was the perfect couple-up. It was very convincing. He was pretty sure nobody had a high enough quality picture of Dobby to see that they were, in fact, more people with that specific eye color. Hawks considered himself very lucky for this coincidence. But best of all, it was sure to piss Endeavor off, and that was going to be fun. In the bedroom, Hysora started crying. "Good morning, baby," Hawks greeted. Hysora continued crying, but held his arms up. Hawks scooped him up, tickling his tiny, fluffy white wings. "You're an absolute star. You've got the public in an uproar, and you're hardly 3 months old. The center of attention." Omelette cries quietly. Well, well, well. Do we have a future celebrity on our hands? May I interest you in a nice bottle of formula, Mr. Omelette? He, in fact, could interest him in a nice bottle of formula. That was the one thing he was incredibly grateful for. Hysora was an excellent eater. Now, I don't think we should be so quick to jump to conclusions, a different newscaster said. The consequences of accusing Endeavor of fathering a child of another hero are... Now, I wouldn't say I'm jumping to conclusions. Did you hear what I said? The original newscaster protested. She ignored him and continued. He is married and has children. We see no evidence that he was interested in Hawks. No evidence. They've been seen together socially. I don't believe we have sufficient evidence to conclude that Endeavor is the father. Fight, fight, fight. Hawks chanted. Hysora owed in agreement. Having decided he was done with his bottle, there was a knock at the door. Auntie Rumi's here, Hawks told Hysora. Well done, Rumi said, by way of greeting, the moment Hawks opened the door. Endeavor is all over the news. Aw, I couldn't have done it without you, Hawks said. Don't mention it, Rumi said. And I meant that. I do not want Endeavor on my ass. I do, Hawks said wistfully. Stop being nasty, Rumi punctuated her words, with punches to Hawks' shoulder. Hi, Hysora. I'm here to rescue you. He's a little grumpy this morning. Just a warning. Hawks cut himself off when Hysora reached his arms out towards Rumi, owing. Traitor. Rumi looked super smugged and took Hysora. For real, though, thanks for watching him, Hawks said, hurrying to get ready for his patrol. Rumi rolled her eyes. Not like I have anything better to do until I'm cleared for mission again. Rumi had an unfortunate accident that injured her wrist. It was nothing major, but she was being held back from missions for a week or two. She wasn't forthcoming on how she subsumed her injury, but he suspected fourth kind, likewise, injured arm. And Rumi's smugness around the topic of arm wrestling had something to do with it. Hawk sent Feathers around the apartment to gather his jacket and shoes. I just fed him, so he should be fine for a few hours, but he'll need to be changed soon. Oh, and if Endeavor shows up, play dumb. With that, Hawk set off. Alright, okay. I'm loving it so far. This was hilarious. I love... Are we gonna see a Dobby reacting to the whole Hawks thing? Not the Hawks thing, the Endeavor thing? Are we gonna... Is Hawks ever gonna find out who Dobby's parent is? Like, I wonder. No, I wonder. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't really have much to say. I'm having a bit of a low day today. Work was hard. We love work. Work was beating my ass. I had a coworker who was getting on my nerves. So yeah, work was hard today. So, not long of a outro here. Just gonna say, this is really good. This was really nice. I really like this upbeat. I think I might read ahead today, mainly because I need something to look forward to, and I'm having a rough day, so, fucking sue me or what? What the fuck are you gonna do? Sue me? Unsubscribe? Like, what? Anyways, as always, my raindrops, make sure to eat, sleep, drink water, take your meds. Have a wonderful day or night. Link to my Discord server and socials are down in the description. Subscribe to see more of my content, and thank you so much for watching.